Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It is Friday, the 7th of November. This is our weekly recap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to join us, link in the description below, and you can join us in our live trading room. And let us talk about this week because it has not been an easy week here in the markets. So, we talked about how the market wasn't acting particularly well last week. Here's Thursday and Friday's candle back underneath the trend line gap down, but holding the 8 day. We did the same thing on Monday on the SPY, and then we gapped down, couldn't retake it, and then we sold off yesterday, and we had follow through today. We've gotten a nice reversal here as we're going. What is causing this sell-off? It's hard to say. Some say it could be the government shutdown, although the market has not been particularly reacting to headlines on that as much. A lot of talk about Sam Altman and OpenAI seeking, the government to fund his backstop, meaning that OpenAI doesn't have the cash for all these contracts they signed up for. Market doesn't want to hear that, and they're worried about whether these contracts like Oracle's and some of these are getting are really true or they're just vaporware. We've talked about that plenty of times. If you heard me on here or on Spaces. Um, you know, it could also just be that with a couple of wins the Democrats have had and a couple of losses Trump had that, he might be losing his grip. I don't know. Could be all of the above or none of them, or just a garden variety pullback and some profit taking here. Whatever it is, you have a nice reversal candle setting up here with about 22 minutes to go, and a little hammer candle forming here on the SPY and holding the 50-day. Again, we got a 3% pullback, and we here came back and never quite got to the 5. The Qs went to the 50-day, same thing, came back above it, not quite as strong off the lows. The IWM has held in better. The Dow has held in even better. The VIX here is saying way off the highs, big come down. This is good to see. Bonds, not a lot going on there. Same thing with gold. Bitcoin continues to be overall weak, but holding the 100K area back up off that today. The financials continue to give a clue. While the XLF doesn't look pretty, the big banks, JP Morgan trying to break out yet again today. Goldman a little weaker. Wells Fargo put an all-time high in this week. Bank of America right at a breakout level. Citigroup, you guys get the idea. We've seen continued strength in pharma, right? Lilly had a big week, pulled back a little bit today. J&J stays just off all-time highs. BMI is pushed back up. Pfizer is holding in, right? They're kind of holding in okay. So what else is going on out there? We had earnings this week. Palantir. Uh, it was a fine report. You have the gap down and it came down under the 50-day and it's trying to reclaim it. Why? It's just priced to perfection. Same thing with Hood this week. Nothing wrong with this report. Priced to perfection, but holding and trying to reclaim the 50-day just came off of it. APP had a blowout report, holding in nicely. So did Datadog, right? So you have some good reports out there and they're holding in. I thought TTD's report was pretty good as well, but they've sold it off. You look at the SMHs, the SMH is down here today, but holding on okay. For me, I'm sitting in some NVIDIA calls in pain, but I don't have a lot of them, so I'm willing to add. I held them out through their earnings. I'll catch that. We'll see if they can recover. AMD also kind of holding it okay here. Not great. Micron put a new all-time high in this week, along with Western Digital and STX and SanDisk, and these continue to look best in breed out there right now. Avgo was holding in pretty good as well, but came down to the 50-day today. Big cap tech. Microsoft has looked horrible, trying underneath 500, trying to hold today. Amazon, I'm also in some calls way out in time into December and some pain, but holding because I think this is going to be one of the leaders. In fact, I added more stock today. I added more Salesforce today. I added more SPY today. I added more Qs. These are my stock in my long portfolio. Started dip buying today around the 50-day on the SPY. All right. So again, held the 8-day, went into that gap, came out. Tesla came down to the 50-day after the event, bounced off that area and holding in. We'll see what it does. Meta almost filled this gap, but just missed and bounced off the 600 area, just got below it. Apple's holding in well. Google also holding in very well. So there's still some favorite status names out there. So this is type of thing you look at and say, is it not as things are not as bad as they seem. This sell-off has been mostly in tech and mostly in AI names, and has not really been a SPY or a Dow component type thing. Cat holding up just off the all-time high. Names like Honeywell. Do I have that wrong? Oh, that's right. They split off. Triple M holding in well, right? You get the idea. Consumer names are not doing good. Costco, um, CMG, McDonald's, right? They all continue to flash warning signs with their conversations. So with that said, it was a good week. It was a tough week, but a good week. And, today added long, traded Tesla puts today. What else we do today, guys? Traded mostly stock today. I traded Apple. I traded TQQQ at least 4 times. And, just finding ways to generate cash and to put more money to work in my long-term account. We'll do some charts on Sunday morning. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. If you want to join us, link in the descriptions below. Love to have you.